Ah, Minecraft. What is there left to be said about such a legendary game? Well, plenty as it turns out, since I need to fill this intro video somehow. Thankfully, with Minecraft, there really is no shortage of things to talk about. Minecraft started in 2009 as a paid alpha. It was the first game to use early access. Well, at least as we know it today. So all those crappy early access Steam games that we have now, yeah, you can kind of thank Minecraft for that. In 2014, 2 years after Minecraft's full release, Mojang, the creators behind Minecraft, were bought by Microsoft for a small $2.4 billion. Not bad for a game initially developed by one person. Since Minecraft was taken over by Microsoft, it's only grown. Releasing one or two major updates a year since then, Minecraft has overhauled almost every part of the game in one way or another from its initial release. As of May 2020, Minecraft has sold over 200 million copies. You can't go anywhere in retail without bumping into something Minecraft nowadays, with shirts, toys, and anything else you can pretty much think of. Minecraft, as of writing this script, holds 6 of the top 10 spots in the gaming category on YouTube. There's a good reason we're talking about this right now. Come on, we need some views. Beyond vanilla Minecraft, there's thousands of mods that make the base game better, with texture updates, resource packs, quality of life updates, or, heck, if you want, you can change the whole game into something else. You want to be Naruto in Minecraft? Go for it, because that's a thing. Look it up. With Minecraft, the options really are limitless. So buckle up, we're taking Edinar through this child's playground that somehow he's avoided until now. I'm sure the results will be explosive. Oh, and before I forget, let's get the normal YouTube stuff out of the way. Be sure to hit the subscribe button so you know when we're going live. We usually do at least one stream a week, as well as our regular show. Also hit the like button because that helps us out in the YouTube algorithm. If you want, leave a comment. Otherwise, enjoy the show.
I'm doing just grand. We're going to be talking about arguably one of the top 3 biggest games in the world in the past 10 years tonight. And I'm not going to be negative Nancy, which is rare for me.
Now they can hear me. Okay. So, ignore all of that. Let's start over again. So welcome to the Definitive Game Rewind. I am your host, Spider. This is Edinar. You heard Edinar's introduction because you could hear him. I asked him how he was doing. He said he wasn't very negative. So we are off to a great start tonight. There were all kinds of Windows updates and video updates. Even my mouse and keyboard updated. So things apparently got changed around. And it was looking for a microphone that didn't exist. Even though Edinar can hear me fine on Discord. So
Yes.
like Edinar said, tonight we will be talking about probably the biggest video game whatever, maybe, in the world. At least one of the most
I'm not going to go, I'm not going to go like ever or even right now because League of Legends.
Yeah, I'd say
Is
League of
out there.
Legends, Fortnite's out there. Roblox, you can't discount Roblox because there are a lot of 8-year-olds out there playing that. But we will be talking about Minecraft tonight. So, Edinar, you had never played Minecraft before this,
Nope.
right?
Not once in my life have I played Minecraft before in my life.
So this was eye-opening for you. I assume you probably had seen the merchandise, so I'm sure you were aware what Minecraft was. Like, it's not like an obscure, really good game. It's a very
Yeah, yeah,
overt game.
yeah. It wasn't like holy crap, out of left field. I had no idea what this game was.
Right. So,
You know,
I guess Minecraft is such like an open-ended game. Like it's a survival game, it's a building game. It's with mods it can be anything you want it to be, as I talk about in the intro video. Uh, what did you do in Minecraft? Like let's start there. What did you do in the game? Like what?
so what we did is we did more of the PVE aspect of it, which is I will say is very much lacking.
Hmm.
The PVE aspect of this game is pretty crappy.
Right. Yeah.
It's I mean like I went in never doing it, and yeah, you carried me, but like if you can carry one other person to the end boss of the game and beat it easily, then that's not that great of a game.
No, and the survival elements of Minecraft are very lacking. Like I think they've always been lacking, but I don't know if that was ever the focus of Minecraft. Like I think Minecraft was always designed to be like that sandbox. Like they created like survival elements to it to give
Hmm.
it like a game, but there was always the building aspect. There's the teching aspect. Uh, just actually the mining aspect of it. So, uh,
Yeah, like I kind of actually I think the best way I can describe Minecraft is it's The Sims for all ages.
yeah, I could see that. Like,
Because it's more about like building stuff up, farming, like kind of going day to day life, building your cities or expanding, and less about like PVE type of stuff. It's more about kind of like building stuff up, which is kind of Sims, but it's more kid friendly.
right? Yeah, it's not as focused on like the minutia of going to the bathroom and making enough money and making sure
Yeah, you can't make your Minecraft characters bang.
right, exactly. So it's
Like,
yeah, it's more focused, I think, on just delivering a world for you to play in, and there are so many options
mhm.
in the world. Like you only really got to see maybe like one or two of the biomes, where there's actually like 18 biomes. Like there's a desert, there's like a tundra, like there's a whole overworld that we didn't really explore. Now you did delve into the other worlds, like you went into the Nether, so we actually spent a good amount of time in the Nether. Like we went through like the Nether Fortress and
Yes, we did.
and farmed up the blaze rods and stuff. And then we did go to the end. We did fight the Ender Dragon. There were a few deaths there, which
Yes,
happened.
mainly me, because
Yeah,
I had no idea what I was doing. I think it was the second, maybe third time I had played Minecraft in my life.
right.
So like I really wasn't like, okay, if this person attacks you, do this type of thing.
And if you really want to know something funny, I kind of pulled like a total D move on you because there were a few things I could have given you that would have made that trip a lot easier on you. Like
Yeah, that's a D move.
yeah, like I didn't want it to be too easy on you. Um, like there, you can put like a jack o' lantern on your head, and then the Enderman will not attack you, regardless of if you look at them or not. Like you can just look at them all day, and as long as you have that jack o' lantern on your head, um,
Really, Dick?
they will not attack you. um, so that's like a common thing like hardcore players do, because obviously if you die on hardcore your whole world gets erased. The other thing is, if you remember, and this leads into like our first story, is when we were looking for the end fortress, or the portal
Yes.
to the end fortress, we found a wolf, and we I just happened to have the stuff to tame that wolf. And
Toby.
Toby, yeah, so we named him Toby. um, I eventually, you saw it in the intro video, like I eventually went and got Toby back, because when we were looking for the stronghold for the end fortress, we kind of just left Toby there. Like I just sat him down and left him there, and then we were talking the next day, and you were like, I can't believe you just left Toby to sit there forever and die, which that resonated with me very heavily because you don't know this, but the name of my very first dog ever was Toby, ever. So, and you just picked that name out of thin air. Like you can
I
watch
did.
you can watch the stream. Like you just like
Out of nowhere, I'm just like, hey, it's Toby.
So when you were like you left him there to die, like the inner child in me was like, oh, I gotta
Like,
go.
no, I can't.
I gotta go get him. So I go get him, bring him back. He's chilling in the town at that point, like happy, hanging out with the villagers, just chilling in the middle of town. Well, then some pillagers roll up. I kill the pillagers, and that starts a raid in the town. And I'm sad you didn't get to experience the raid because the raid is actually kind of cool. It's basically like horde mode PvE,
Yeah.
like just continuous pillagers spawn, and they have like swords and axes. There's like summoners, and I don't want to oversell it. Like it's still Minecraft. Like the combat is still the same. You still run up, whack them with a sword, or shoot them with an arrow.
Yes.
But there's a lot going on. So I'm killing the waves of these enemies. I make it to the very end. I go to shoot one of the summons because the summoner is called an evoker, and he summons these things called Vex. And they're basically like, they're not like Vex in Destiny. They're basically like flying ghost angel things, almost like Cupid looking ghosts. So it's like flying around. So I go to shoot one of them with an arrow, and right when I go to shoot it, Toby like get down Mr. President's right in front of it, and I end up shooting Toby, and he dies. So I was a little unhappy about that turn of events
Because you murdered Toby.
because I murdered Toby. I'm losing it. Nikki's over there like, what the hell is going on? Like, what is going on? And I'm like in between tears and like laughing so hard. Like, I can't believe I went through all
Like, I
that.
murdered our dog.
Like, I went through all of that, and then he died. And now I have to explain this to Edinar. Like, I saved him. So,
But then I killed him.
but then I killed him. So I'm sitting here talking, and of course my daughter's like, I can't believe you killed your wolf. And I'm like, I'm just gonna tell Edinar the pillagers killed him. And they were like, you can't do that. You can't do that. So
Yeah, you can't lie to Ednar.
so I had to come clean. But that's kind of like the beauty of Minecraft is, to me, there's so many things you can do in it that they kind of create their own stories. So
Mhm.
we were out there. We, like I said, we did kind of the general progression. You missed a lot of the grinding because you do have to go down and you have to mine, and that does take some time. But I like
That
mining.
that would have made me feel worse about the game.
Right.
That would have felt too grindy to me. And like, I get the appeal of Minecraft. I truly do. I get the appeal of it. It's not my cup of tea.
Mm,
But I get why people are obsessed with this game.
yeah. See, I like the mining and the grinding aspect of it because it's like cathartic to me. Like it's not something that I'm like, oh, I'm jacked to go mining, or I'm jacked to look for some coal tonight or diamonds or whatever. It's something that I can throw. It's a lot like World of Warcraft is for a lot of people. It's something I can do while I throw on a TV show, or I talk to Nikki or Lily, or whatever's going on. It's just something I do in the background because it doesn't require a whole lot of brain thought. As long as I'm paying enough attention to not walk into lava, that's pretty much all I need to do. Because at this point, I kind of have a system down. But I skipped that part for you because I wanted you to see as much of the game as possible. And staring at stone walls over and over again, unless it's something you're interested in, which I figured if you were, you would go experience it for yourself. Um, Not really what I was going for. So that is Minecraft to me. And like I said, that's what I find enjoyable. What did you actually find enjoyable in Minecraft?
Uh, I see. Okay, I think I would love the exploring
Mm,
more than anything. I was a little not. What's the word I'm thinking of? Spoiled.
right.
Because I had you to show me where to like be like, okay, we're gonna go this way. You have to use this to go this way, and stuff like that. I think I would have had like a little bit more fun if I just would have like gone exploring on my own.
Right.
Um, but I would have also died more. Then I would have to research more. Then I'd have to dive more into the game. which is I think how Minecraft actually hooks you.
Right. Yeah,
Um,
Minecraft even nowadays, like they've made so many UI improvements over the years. Like when we were building stuff, you remember how I told you like click that little book and then you get your recipes and then you just click the recipe and stuff like that. Minecraft didn't used to be that way. You used to have to know all the recipes in order to make them. And some survival games are like that. Even nowadays, it's very like a wiki heavy game. Like they're
which is why it is so popular.
hmm
Because I mean, if you have those survival games where you have to memorize stuff, you've lost the 15 and under crowd right
yeah,
there. You just have.
right.
Um, you need something a lot simpler. And if you didn't have that 15 and under crowd, it would not be the game it is right now.
No, no, Minecraft. My kids play Minecraft every day, and we'll talk about a little more in the different aspects of Minecraft once we kind of go through like our personal feelings of it. Like we'll go through a little bit of the wide world of Minecraft. I guess is the best
Yes.
way. So like the exploring and stuff. What was there anything you like really didn't like about it? Like the aesthetic, like the
I did not like the fight mechanics.
okay, like the combat was
The
too simple.
combat. It was too, yeah, it was too just like, well, this is like, okay, I'm just gonna run up to you and left click with my sword.
hmm
That's it.
Yeah, I mean the combat doesn't get much deeper than that. Like
No, it doesn't.
there's some nuance in like player versus player combat, but even that it's not.
Hmm.
It's just timing. Like know when to drop the shield, know where But I don't want to like oversell it. It's not anything any major than run up, hit them with sword.
Yeah, and
It,
then yeah, just kind of like, hey, you're both gonna swing swords at each other. One of you will get one extra hit in, and they win,
right.
like type of thing. And so the combat was not my favorite.
Yeah.
Uh, but everything else I really enjoyed. But the combat was just no.
Okay. Yeah. I can't defend the combat. Like the combat is easily the weakest part of the game. Like
Mhm.
even to the detriment of like the boss fights and stuff like that. Like even like we didn't do like I had wanted to do the optional boss, the Wither, because he's a little more interesting. Like there's a couple more mechanics to him, but as an avid MMO player, it's not going to be anything out of your wheelhouse. Like the first phase, you got to shoot him with arrows. The second phase, he's immune to range damage. Like, and then he has a couple of attacks that could mess your day up. But other than that, it's not anything major. So I I I absolutely will get behind that. The combat is weak.
Is kind of crappy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's and without they also need to have a better way of explaining mats
hmm
and stuff like that. Like I'm not a big fan of, hey, I got this new material. What is it used for? Well, the game won't tell you. You better research it online.
Yeah, and that just goes back to like it's very wiki heavy, and that's
Mhm.
only going to get worse because right now we're playing update 16. In the next update, which they've started releasing snapshots for, and I almost put us in this update, but then I was like, nah, let me stick to at least what I know. They're adding a whole nother tier of stuff called copper, and we don't know how that's going to play at all, along with some other stuff along the way. So they're always iterating, always adding on stuff. But yeah, it's definitely going to be like if you're somehow new to Minecraft, like if you're Ed and R in 2021 playing Minecraft for the first time,
Mhm.
it's going to be rough on you to figure it out because I can tell you any other survival game, any other modern survival game does a much better job of at least pointing you in the right direction in terms of tiering up and I increasing your technology and stuff like that. So um, that that is definitely from a technical aspect a fault of Minecraft. Um, so with that, I want to save most of like our overall impressions for at the end when we do our rating. So let's talk a little bit more about like the game itself. So you didn't get to do any building, right? Like you didn't really
I did
build,
very minor, very very minor building.
right? But you,
Like I'm talking like some stones.
yeah, you threw some cobblestone together and that,
I did not make a building of any kind
right?
or anything like that. I might have put up one vertical line of a wall.
That was pretty nice too. That was a
Yeah,
nice,
it was a nice wall.
it was a nice wall. So
Hmm.
I mean, there is the whole building side of it too. I mean, I'm sure you've seen along the way where people have recreated like Lord of the Rings in Minecraft or
Yeah,
you know
Hogwarts in
Hogwarts.
Minecraft.
Yeah, so there is the whole building side of that. I personally don't do too much of the building. Like I build some stuff with the kids, but I'm not like building Hogwarts in there. Like I think we followed a couple of YouTube tutorials and built like a small castle. And when I say small castle, I mean like one room like castle with like a tower type of thing. Um, so with that, like I assume you'd probably be more interested in the survival side of the game than like building. Does building have any interest to you at all?
No,
No.
because well, okay, it does, but the thing is I'm not that interested to make the big things.
Right. Like a shack for you to survive in is good enough.
Exactly.
Okay.
Like I'm fine with building, and you know I may even make something cool looking, like follow a plan like you did for something not that crazy big. But like if you're talking like I'm gonna make Hogwarts or Lord of the Rings or something like that in the game, zero interest in that.
Right. Yeah.
That's way too much time to do.
Then that's how I am. Like I like looking at that. Like I think the people that do that are really talented, and obviously dedicate a lot of time to it. But yeah, I'm definitely the guy that will be like how to make a 7 room survival base with everything you need, and then just copy and paste that. And I was gonna do that for our world. Like I was gonna build us like a mansion or something, but then I found that mountain and I built us like that house in the mountain. And really, all I did is I looked at a couple of videos for like decorating tips, which is funny to say about a video game. Like I went out and like, how can I make this not look like absolute shit? And that's how I fixed it up. So building to me, I'm aware of it, but it's not something that interests me.
Yeah, and I think, and I mean, this is just it's not going to be like everyone. It's going to be more um broad, but I think a, the above 15 crowd that is like seriously into Minecraft, like play it every day type of people are more into the building
Yeah.
because that's what gets them to come back and they build those crazy things or they attempt to. So like you have two different types of games going on. You have the like above 15 who really want to build and create awesome fun things. Like you look at games like Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Hmm.
It's kind of like that. So they have a blast doing that, and the under 15 does stuff like you do with your kids where like you might build a small something here or there, but then you also might go on an adventure, do stuff like that. So you kind of hit all ages.
Yeah. I mean, I would agree with that, except for I also believe there's a section of the over 15 crowd that is like dedicated to like the survival, like the hardcore survival mode. Like I think there's two camps in the over 15. Like I think the under 15 isn't so much into like this is my 5 year like hardcore survival world. Like I mentioned in the opening video that a lot of the top videos in the YouTube like gaming category are like I survived 100 days in hardcore Minecraft, or I survived 100 days in zombie apocalypse Minecraft. So I think there is like I don't say like the challenge mode, but I guess
Yeah.
that's kind of what it is. Like, not to the extent of our next game that we're gonna do, but I definitely think there is like that camp too. Like, as lackluster as the combat is, I think the community has found ways to uh, add challenge to it. Um,
Yes.
so before we talk into the mods, because that's what we're going to end on before we rate it. Like after playing Minecraft, do you think the popularity is justified? And what do you
Yes.
think makes it so popular?
I think you can do whatever the heck you want. And there's no one way to play the game.
Hmm.
And when you look at some of the most popular games in the world, outside of like the team competitive games, like I'm talking like League of Legends, like that, um, you're looking at like Warcraft. You're looking at Grand Theft Auto,
Hmm.
uh, Minecraft, stuff like that. Is you can log into the game and do 50 different things.
Yeah, sandbox. Like
And
it's
yeah, you basically have a giant sandbox to do whatever the heck you want.
and I think that's something gaming as a whole has been lacking for a long time. Like there's always been these select sandboxes, and they're very few and far between when they're good, or at
Hmm.
least malleable enough that you can change them to be good. Um, I think gamers really enjoy like a sandbox where they can, like you said, they can do whatever they want. Like I think that's why I think you nailed it. Like I think that's why Minecraft's popular. I think that's why Grand Theft Auto Online is popular. I think that's why VR chat got so popular. It's just an open ended like toy box that
Yep.
whatever you want to do, you can do it in. So I wish I had more to add to that. 'Cause, like I have notes that basically just say that. Um, but yeah, I agree. Like I think it's so popular because you can do whatever you want into that, and that leads me into like our final category before we
I
do the rating.
Okay, yeah, go to that because I have one more thing to add. But
Okay,
I want you to ask this last question.
okay. So there are so many versions of Minecraft. Like there are, like I mentioned Naruto, there's Dragon Ball Z, like um there's Zombie Apocalypse, Parasite, like not just weeb stuff. Um there's so many different like nuclear wasteland, like I survive like you can live in Chernobyl and see if you can survive, Um are like you said the combat is lacking. There are so many mods out there. Like you can add guns, you can add like whole tiers of weapons. Like you can make Minecraft play like Dark Souls if you really want to. Um,
Yeah.
does that interest you at all? Like, would you go
If
looking?
if there was one out there that I enjoyed that had a better combat experience, I would like that.
Yeah,
Less so the survival and more of the combat.
there are like I said, there is literally a mod out there that coupled with a couple of different like weapon mods, so you have a few more options rather than just like one
So
sword.
is it kind of like old school StarCraft?
Oh, very like I
Like
would.
where you had like 50 different kinds of game modes or plus that. But you know what I mean? Like you could log on and go to the custom games
Mhm.
and find all sorts of different combos until you find one you like.
Yeah, and there are so many different like pre-made combos. Like there are packages of combos. Like maybe one mod doesn't do everything you want. Like say you want like a steampunk Minecraft. You want like rails, engines, tech stuff. There is a steampunk mod pack that you can download, and that fundamentally changes the whole game at that point. Like you can do medieval, like you can do, you can fundamentally change almost every aspect of Minecraft.
And these are free, right?
Oh yeah, um,
Okay.
there are I will put a little asterisk up there. There are millions of free mods. There are paid mods through the actual Microsoft Store, but most of those are usually like if they're not skin packs, because there are skin packs, so you can like buy Star Wars skins and stuff like that, or you
Okay.
can or you can go online and get them for free, depending on your version. There are workarounds for that, but they're usually like licensed stuff. Like last week, they released How to Train Your Dragon, like the How to Train Your Dragon adventure for Minecraft,
Okay.
and my kids obviously went nuts for that.
Oh yeah,
So
rightfully so.
I ponied up the $9 for that, let them do it, and
Woo!
it literally drops them in Burke. Like the first person they see is Hiccup and Toothless, and they're like, "Hey, we've got this problem." Like there's like a whole story to it. Like, "Hey, we've got this problem. You're our new recruit. We need you to go through this."
So
And
mini DLC.
oh, 100%. Like, and they, there's so much to it, and beyond that, like that is just the adventure mode. Like the nice thing about it is once you buy that pack, you can literally create a world with that pack, throw it into like creative mode, and do whatever you want there. Like the first thing my son did was he's like, "Can we go in creative mode?" I was like, "All right, whatever." So I threw it in creative mode. He spawns like a million dragons. Like he just goes to the item selector, picks up a spawn egg, and just spawns a million dragons. He's like, look at all these dragons I have." So. And totally breaks it, so then I have to reload the world before he spawned the dragons. But that's more of a limitation on the Xbox than the.
Anything, yeah.
And I guess that's one thing I should mention is we played on the Java version, which is PC exclusive, which is kind of the OG Minecraft version. There is another version which is crossplay compatible with everything. Like it supports PC, it supports Xbox, Switch, PlayStation, Android, iOS. So if you're looking for a game that's crossplay, another thing like another notch in Minecraft's belt. Um, but back to the mods, yeah, there are millions of mods. Like the current popular one, I think, is like the Parasite mod, which adds like a new monster to the game, and that monster infects other monsters and then can grow. It's almost like the Thing, like if you've ever seen the old horror movie The Thing, where it can like
Yeah.
turn into other stuff, and yeah, it gets pretty wild. And I stopped playing it because I'm not a big horror game fan. So I started getting too freaked out. I was like, okay, this is enough for me. So all in all, like I guess it boils down to is you were like more interested in something that fixed the combat rather than maybe adding stuff.
Correct. Yes. If it fixed the combat, I'd love it a lot.
We, I, bless you. I might have to go
Thank you.
look for that, and then maybe we'll do a follow up at some point and see
Yeah.
how you do that.
Because I'm not all about like, hey, let's just run up and whack you with a sword and
Right.
that's it. There's no movement really to it. There's a little bit, but not really.
No, you're not
You
like
know,
A/B strafing and stuff.
yeah, like you would in like Dark Souls and stuff like that. You're not like strafing around, dodging their special abilities. It's just kind of
Oh, there's
all right.
fire. Move out of the fire. You know,
Yep.
like it's like World of Warcraft Classic. Like get hit with it
Yes.
or don't get hit with it. Press the button or
Mhm.
don't press the button. Yes, I'm taking a dig at all you World of Warcraft Classic players.
Did I boosted my Burning Crusade player?
I have not even, not even gonna touch that. I did all that crap once. I'm not doing.
I never did it. I didn't play it until just before Cata released.
See, so you were like the perfect audience for that.
Yeah, but Classic did not intrigue me
Well,
because it was missing so much.
classic was an a diamond in a turd. Looking
Yes.
back, like it was
Like
the
Burning Crusade I'm excited for because I have some of the nicer things.
yeah. Burning Crusade was probably one of my favorite times because that's when I did all the raids. That's when I did all the arenas, and that was when the gear was at such a level that you could do one or the other and hop into one or the other and not be completely broken unless you were like stupidly maxed out. Like
Yeah.
if you had like the base epic PvP like arena gear, you could hop into a raid and be fine. You wouldn't be like you could top the meters on some fights depending on the class, but you wouldn't be like blowing everybody out of the water. But inversely, if you had like Black Temple gear, you could go into arena and you'd be okay too. So
Yeah.
um,
I'm looking forward to it.
I may check it out. Like just because I do miss tanking on a warlock. Like that was so much fun because you could spec a warlock where they basically just had infinite life drain. So all right, so let's wrap this up.
Not
We've
talking about Warcraft, Minecraft,
yeah,
different craft.
different crafts for different people, I guess. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Even though I think I've played them all at this point: Starcraft, Minecraft, Warcraft, Beercraft. All of the crafts. Never played
Okay.
Beercraft?
I've never even heard of Beercraft.
It's just drinking beer and pretending like
Oh,
it's
okay.
pretending like it's a
Okay.
game.
Then I've hit all four of those.
There you go. All right,
Yeah.
so we're gonna do our rating system. If you're unfamiliar, we do like an average game rating and then actually playing the game like nowadays. So Minecraft was released. Actually, oddly enough, we started with two games that were both released in 2011. So that's kind of strange that
Yeah.
we we hit both of them in like a 10-year anniversary. I guess 2011 was a really good year for gaming. Um, so game rating, like just a game rating, what would you give it?
I'd give it a 9.
Wow.
9 out of 10. I think as a game, it hits it hits everything. It's kind of like and I hate to say this. Well, I actually don't hate to say this. This is great. It's more games need to be like this, but it has like the graphics that work, but you don't need to worry about updated systems. It's like the Warcraft problem.
Yep.
Like Warcraft is not realistic, but the graphics are good enough for the game,
Mm-hmm.
and you won't really need to upgrade the graphics like you would like a Red Dead Redemption or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
They're not realistic. So you nailed that out of the park. The 50 to 100 different ways you can log on and play the game. And then you have the rare ability to hit everyone from the age 5 to 55.
Yeah, and beyond.
It's one of those few games that hits that. And there's not many games out there that do that. Like any Super Mario game I think hits that.
Yes.
Um
Yeah, I'd say some of the Nintendo games can hit that.
yeah, some of the Nintendo games, but non-Nintendo games, Animal Crossing
That's still a Nintendo
and,
game.
and Pokemon.
Yep.
Those are the games that really can do that. So non-Nintendo, I think this is the only one
Well,
that comes to mind.
There's Roblox. So, if you don't know about Roblox, don't look into Roblox. But there is Roblox. I'll just say that much.
Okay.
If you have a kid, you've heard the name Roblox. If you haven't had a kid, you probably have no idea what the
I have no idea what Roblox is.
yeah. Just know Roblox is basically a better monetized Minecraft.
Okay.
So,
But yeah, 9 out of 10 for me. What do you give it?
I was actually a little harsher on it. I gave it an 8.5 out of 10, just because
8.5 out to 9. That's not that harsher.
I said a little bit harsher.
That's like minutia.
Yeah, and actually, I put a caveat on it that it's a 10 out of 10 with mods because you can play it any way you want. And
Yeah.
when we did this, I said I don't want to rate mods too heavily into most games. I feel like Minecraft has to be an exception to that because it's
certain games you have to have that. Like the original StarCraft,
right.
you have to include mods in that game because that's what
our
made
World of Warcraft even like
Warcraft 3, like you got Dota out of that.
right. So I feel like with mods it's easily a 10 out of 10 because any shortcomings of the game you can fix with mods and you can play it anyway. In terms of like the base game, I give it an 8.5 out of 10 just because of the fact that I do agree. I think the combat's lacking. I think the survival aspect at this point is something that maybe they don't want to change, but maybe they should introduce like a new mode that increases the survival aspect a little more, like makes some changes to it. That's one area that they haven't ever touched in the game. Like they've changed the way some things work behind the scenes, but they've never fundamentally changed. Like they've never added, and this is something a mod does. Like they've never added like a weather system. They've never added like a dehydration system. Like there's stuff current survival games, like people who like the survival part of it, you can't get without mods in this game. So I docked a little bit for that. So 10 out of 10 with mods, 8.5 out of 10. Um, the base game. So actually playing the game, like playing the game today, what did you give it?
I gave it a 7.
Okay.
7 out of 10. Like I dinged it because I think the main thing is I just dinged it because their combat system is so god awful. And it's just so bad. Like I had to ding it 2 points.
Yeah.
Just and that's the only reason I went from 9 to 7
Yep.
is because of the combat system. If the combat system was fun and interesting, yeah, it would have been a 9 out of 10 again because the game holds up.
Oh yeah, easily.
Like the game in 10, 15 years, the game will still hold up.
Yeah.
It's just actually playing the game, the combat system is so atrocious.
Yeah. Uh, no surprise here, but mine's still gonna be 8.5 out of 10. Like it's constant for me. Like playing the game
Mhm.
10 years ago, playing it nowadays, it's still something that I've played this whole time. Like I said, I deal with it on a day to day basis. Like Minecraft is basically just part of my life at this point. Um, whether I'm playing it, I'm talking to the kids about it. We're building something, we're watching videos. My wife takes a class. Multiple nights a week, but 2 nights a week she has a really long class. So what we do is we go to the other room and we find like a Minecraft video that we watch. Like we watch like Forge Labs and like the I Survive 100 Days or Luke the Notable, like the really popular ones that I've already watched that I know are kind of kid safe because that's the other aspect. You can get into some unsafe for kid videos. Uh,
Docker.
yeah. So we find some of those and we watch those. It's something fun to share with them. Like in over the past year with the pandemic, obviously not as many people are going outside. Kids got stuck inside, so it was nice to give them
Mhm.
a an outlet for it. Like we run our own Minecraft server for like homeschool kids because we homeschool our kids. Different discussion, but they've met so many friends there. It's just like all in all, I think it's a great sandbox for kids. It's a great sandbox for adults because I've talked to other parents, like I've played with other parents. Um, but there are in terms of game wise, there are clear shortcomings. So I'm gonna stay
Yes.
constant with that 8.5. But again, mods can fix it. So
Yep.
uh,
Yeah. And if I had played mods, I probably would be higher than a 7 out of 10.
yeah, like I said,
Yeah, and that's like if I would have played ones where like we had guns and stuff like that, I probably would have gone back up to a 9 out of 10.
yeah,
But I haven't played any with any mods,
yeah.
so that's the only reason.
So maybe we'll do like a follow up stream at some point where we'll dig out some. I'll dig out some Minecraft mods and see if we can um, survive the Army of the Dead or something.
That works.
So shout out to that movie that released, I guess, today.
I
Uh,
have not. I did not watch it yet, but
I haven't either. I'm interested, but
so am I. I mean, it's a James Gunn movie.
I'm no, it's Zack Snyder.
Oh, Snyder. Sorry,
Yeah,
I just remembered
I
Dave
would have been
Bautista's in it.
way more interested had it been a James Gunn movie. Um, no, Modoc came out today, so I'm more interested in Modoc. Uh, check that out, Patton Oswalt on Hulu. I watched the first episode. It's really, really, really fucking funny. um, so that will do it.
Modoc.
It's such an obscure villain. uh, so that will do it for the show tonight. We will actually be doing a stream afterwards. So I will stop the stream here. So we have the show. So we will do the closeout. And then if you hang on a second, we will be right back and we will be playing Fortnite for probably about the next hour.
That's the Fortnite is the next game we will be reviewing.
Right. So yeah, we shuffled some things around. We are gonna do Fortnite next, and then Dark Souls after that.
Yes.
Because Edinar really needs to pucker up for that one.
I've heard.
So yeah, we've been playing some Fortnite. So yeah,
And I'm loving it. I'm loving Fortnite.
yeah, and we can talk about this during the Fortnite stream, but yeah, I am pleasantly surprised by how much I am enjoying it.
Exactly.
I Yeah, we'll save it for the stream.
Yep.
So that'll do it for the show tonight. Thanks for tuning in. I said it in the intro video, but I'll say it again. Be sure to hit the like, subscribe button. Definitely helps us out. Check us out on Twitter at TDGR Show. Other than that, hang tight. We will be back in like 5, maybe 10 minutes. See you then.
All right. Peace out. See you in a minute.